Yes, I know it's funny. I do have teeth like a horse. Welcome to the first ever show of stable droppings ever. And welcome to Moonee Valley Racecourse, where the Cox Plate is going to be run and won tomorrow. And we are going to give you some tips. We're going to give you some fashion advice. And most of all, we're going to have a bit of fun. And this is as good as it gets if you love racing. And I'm joined by the Herald Sun's finest expert tipster, Glenn McFarlane, who is going to help us find some winners and most of all, lead us down the right path. Let's hope. Glenn, you are in good form. How are you?
Thanks, Shane. Going well. Thanks for having me on your first ever show.
No worries. What's happening in the racing world? What's news?
It's all about family, Shane. It's all about family. Black Caviar is in foal to exceed Nixel. Fantastic. She was wowing us last year.
She's going to have a baby.
She's going to have a baby.
Really? What are we going to call it?
Well, it's an Exceed Nixel is the father.
Right.
So I reckon Acceleration. What do you think?
No, I don't like that. Any other racing news?
Oh, there you go. The other, obviously the sad news was Atlantic Jewel being retired. And she's going to go to Frankel's sire Galileo, so she's going to be a mum too. But
so she's going to travel all the way across the world just
Yes.
to make out.
Well, usually it's the other way around, isn't it?
Sounds like a footy trip.
The male coming to it sounds like I won't go there.
Now, what are we going to do? We're going to get straight into it. We are going to find you some winners, which is very, very important. And Glenn is our expert. And hopefully he's going to lead us down the right path. Now, Glenn, what are we going to go? Cox Plate, no messing about. Don't sit on the fence. Tell us what you're thinking.
Passance de Lune.
Passance de Lune.
It's grey.
It's grey.
It's grey. And I think people won't be able to miss it. You'll know exactly where it is in the run when it's coming around the corner. They're going into the straight.
Why do you like grey horses?
I had my first ever horse was grey.
Yeah.
That's another ever. And my first ever horse was a grey. And he was the first ever horse to gallop under lights here at Moonee Valley. He wasn't much good.
So there's a bit of an omen. So you're not really thinking from a punter's point of view. You're thinking from your heart.
I'm thinking from my heart, but also from my head. It's clearly been set for this race. A very, very good horse. Might even win the Cox Plate and then go on and win the Melbourne Cup.
Well, there you go. Passance de Lune, the French horse. Second and third. Have we got second and
Yeah,
third?
definitely. I think Long John.
Yep.
Long John, the Peter Snowden horse, won the Guineas and going very well. And they're very confident to run a big race as the 3-year-old. And It's a Done Deal is the other one. We've got to throw that in. Probably would win the race if it hadn't had the foot abscess.
Well, there you go. And I'm going to go for Fiorente and just back me in. No, don't. Listen to Glenn. Don't listen to me. I am a mug punter. And a few other horses we should follow. I'm tipping Henwood in one of the earlier races, race 3. I think it's got a good chance. And Tips and Beers, because I like the name.
Beautifully named, isn't it, Tips and Beers? Well, my names are pretty boring, but Sneaker Peak.
Yep.
Very keen on Sneaker Peak in the Moonee Valley Cup. Peter Moody's been going pretty ordinary, but he's back on track now, and I think Sneaker Peak will win. Speediness in the race, in the Vars, very keen on speediness, and also Lake Centennial. Darren Weir could be a running double. Get into that.
Could be a huge day for Darren Weir. So there are the tips. Make sure you follow, make sure you win plenty. But it's now time for the do's and don'ts from a fashion sense. And we are asking one of the finest sports journalists in the country for some fashion advice. Can you believe it?
Big trouble if you're doing that.
Have a look at what you're wearing
Serious
as it
trouble.
is. Now, what are some of the do's when you head to the track?
I've got two things that, from a male perspective, two absolute do's. The first one is wear a tie.
That's your fashion
Yeah,
advice.
no, very, very important.
Yeah.
Don't forget to walk out the door without a tie.
Right.
Secondly, is to get someone else to choose the tie for you. Now, I'll explain why.
That is your
I'll
fashion
explain
advice?
why
Fair dinkum.
I'm colourblind.
Are you?
No idea.
What colour shirt am I wearing?
It's red, isn't it? Is it
It's
red?
blue.
It's not
I'm
blue.
wearing, it is, it's a blue top.
Green?
It's blue.
No,
Yeah.
that's... And the other point,
Yes.
point you really have to do is put a lazy $20 in the back of your wallet somewhere that you just don't remember about until you're in a cab line out the front waiting for a cab to get home. If you live locally, $20. If you live where I live, $50.
So hide some money on your body
From
somewhere
yourself.
in case you lose all your money at the races.
100%.
But you're the expert tipster. Surely we're going to win.
That's not for me. That's for these people
Oh,
who don't
okay.
follow my advice. And if they follow my advice, they'll win.
Right, now, I've got some of the don'ts. Now, if you're going to have a good time, that's all fun, but please make sure that you don't end up like this and you don't overdo it. Very, very important to look after yourself. Secondly, if you're going to take your shoes off, okay, do not put them on your head. Do not walk home with the shoes on the head. That doesn't work. And guys, if you're going to use the urinal, please do not use your head. Okay, that is not how we go to the toilet when we go to the races. So that is it. That is our fashion advice. We have given you plenty of winners. Let's hope so. And to take us out, Glenn is going to call the last 200 metres of the 2013 Cox Plate. Go, Glenn.
No, you didn't tell me I was doing that. You're not paying me enough for that. I think I'll leave that to you.
All right, I will do it. The last 200 metres of the Cox Plate. Here we go. Maybe a little bit of helium just to spark things up. Just bear with me. Bear with me.
One to go, one to go, one to go.
That didn't work too well. Bear with me, the last 200 metres of the Cox
You want me
Plate.
to take it? How did that taste?
It tasted quite good.
200 metres to go. Brilliant Stallone on the outside. Kicks clear and wins the Cox Plate.
There we go. We'll see you next week.
Very good, Shane.
Oh, so dizzy.